Okay, so we've decided to upgrade. On my last video you saw me putting the platform onto the 4Runner, but now we've gotten a new car, and this is a 2016 Prado Kakadu, and we're going to try and put the platform on here. So the first thing we need to do is remove these covers from up on top here. Now, I've never removed one of these, and I can find some information on YouTube on how to pop them off, and the Rhino instructions give you a bit of instructions on how to pop them off, but what they don't tell me is what the clips look like on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop one of these off, and I'm going to show you what the clips look like on the inside, and then I'll show you the rest of the... So I've pulled off the three covers on this side, and now this is the cover from the back. As you can see, it's a little bit wet, but that's alright. And inside here, you can see I broke one of the clips, but there's the other one. So if you can imagine, this sits upside down like that. Those clips poke in like that. So when you're pulling it off, it's not an upward motion that you want, it's an out. You pull it back towards yourself, and as you pull them back, they pop off. So I'm glad everybody gave me instructions on it like that. So if anyone really wants to know, that's what the inside clips, when it focuses, that's what the inside clips, I'll get my hand out of the way, look like on the inside of a Prado's weather strips on their built-in racks. Alright, I'll get on with the instructions. Next thing I need to do is pull out these 5 bolts. So you see 2 at the back, 1 in the middle, 2 at the front. So I'm going to pull those out next, and then we'll have a look at the roof. So there we've removed all the screws. They're quite long, and they're Loctited in too, so they will be a bit stiff for a bit. 11mm bolts. There I've pulled off the roof rail. Now the plastic seals and stuff come off with it. You can see the end caps, middle and end caps. And if we have a look up here, we can see the holes poking through to the back. The bracket is still in the middle, so we're going to have to take these brackets off, so that we've got holes like the end. And there's the front. Now, it's a good idea when you're doing this, while you've got all this off, clean all this up. Like, this car is it's got less than 5,000 Ks on it, and it's already full of crap and dirt and that sort of thing. So get a nice soft rag, clean it all up, dry it all up, so you get good seal when you put the rest in. Alright, back in. So then you got the 11mm main bolts. There's the extra little bit, that's the 10mm center section extra bracket that does. And this is what they look like when they're all cleaned up. So helps when I can see what I'm doing. There we go. So they all clean up fairly nicely, and the cleaner and the drier that you can get them, the better any sealant you're going to whack on it is going to work as well. So these center sections move now. You can see there's nothing holding them in place, so you want to get them fairly close to the right section, and as the next brackets go in, I'm pretty sure they'll recenter those as well. So I'll work my way through the steps, and I'll show you each bit as we go. Okay, so this is the kit that I've bought myself. It's a Rhino rack backbone kit for a 150 Prado. The instructions go through right at the start on how to remove all of the rack. That's fine. Next step is to put on these butyl patches and things. The only problem is, when this has been in the box, they've all been squished together, which is absolutely fantastic. I was very happy about that. So I've gone and bought myself some other butyl multi-purpose sealant, and if there's any I can't use, I'll just reseal them myself. So the next thing is we'll go and take these patches out and fit them to the car. I've got these in as best as I can. I had to fold in the edges a little bit on some of them to get them to fit in, and tried to get the hole as close as I could to the centre, so we'll see how they go through. And now I'll go in and read the instructions and find out what the next. So the instructions say the next step is to peel off the top white layer and place my backbone onto it. Now there's a step I want to do before that, so I'm going to go and rip the one off the other roof, and I'll show you what that is. Okay, not sure what happened to my phone, but the camera is completely smashed. But anyway, should be enough to see it. Now, the problem we've got here is this is the backbone sitting here. Now the backbone is designed to fit onto the Prado mounts, which is fine. But lining up the Pioneer rack that I've got with it is a little bit more difficult. So I think I've found the happy compromise between most of it. And what I've done is said I need to come back here to what looks like position, so that's right at the front. 1, 2-ish back. This middle one sits happy in there, and this back one has to go back nearly 2 as well. So I'm hoping when I loosen the middle one up, it will just rock a little bit and come back a fraction and give me that second hole and that front second hole. If that's good, that'll work well. I'll try to put this together and see how it goes. Okay. So after unscrewing everything on the rack, getting it roughly in position, I have decided there's no way for me to actually properly tell without putting the bolts through the rack into the channels and seeing if I can get them all to line up. So I'm going to do that now before I put it on the roof, because it's a lot easier to do things down here than it is up there. Alright, let's see how. Okay, so after stuffing around with it for a fair while, I got online and read the instructions that Rhino actually has online, and it shows that you actually have to drill new holes for these. They don't actually line up on these platforms. So this is a 1238 platform. It says the first hole lines up on this end. So 1, 2, 3, 4 holes back, you line that one up. Then your end hole from that end that we just looked at is 1588, and your middle hole is at 898. So you measure from where that front section stops and the side section starts. So take your fourth hole, 898 millimeters, 1598 I think it is, or 1588, but it is online. So all I've done is I'm going to mount my mounts on here and get them straight, and that will get my bars in a position where they'll actually fit, lock it all in, and then drill those 2 holes on the back 2 bars, and we should be good to go. Alright, I'll do that next. Okay, so I've mounted the backbone to the crossbars and it's lined them up perfectly. So all we're doing here is pilot holing and drilling out where we need to drop the bracket through or the bolt through, and then they should all be in the right spots for mounting straight onto the roof. Then I can pull it all apart and put it on. So these are all bolted in now. Just a bit of warning to everybody, it is a shit of a job. The Allen key, you get a ball head Allen key, yep, you can get them in a fair way, but tightening them up with the stubby Allen key to get the rest of it done, you get about 1/8 of a turn on every one of them, and you've got to go all the way, and it fights. So there you go, they're in. They're as they're not moving for anybody. There's no flex in them, so once they're tight, they does take all the flex right out. All right, so we put all of these in, putting them straight, and then we can just slide the platform straight up on, and Bob's your uncle. It should all be done. But there you go. That's what it takes, and again, it is a shit of a job to put those Allen keys in the back of them. So give yourself some time to do it. Okay, I'll put it on and show you what fits. Okay, so this is it when she's all done. It's really nice looking unit. It squares up really beautifully with the body. Looks low lying, it's not sticking up over the top of anything. Rhino do make some good gear. It's an Adventure King awning. I just stuck that back on with what I did in that last video. Yeah, really I'm very happy with the unit. Very solid, very strong, bugger all noise, nice and compact. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.